If your check engine light is on and you don't have a scanner, this is exactly what you need. That light has made people pay for repairs they never needed. And after this video, it won't do that to you. I'm showing you 11 real ways to clear a check engine light without a scanner. No guessing, no theory first. Let's start with the one most people should try first, but don't. Number 11, the throttle body reset procedure. Sit in the driver's seat right now, key in your pocket. Don't start the engine yet. This 30-second procedure forces your car's computer to dump adaptation memory and recheck every sensor from scratch. It works because minor glitches in learned idle behavior or throttle position can trigger check engine lights that look serious but aren't. Here's the exact sequence. Turn the key to on. Dash lights up, engine stays off. Press the accelerator pedal all the way to the floor and hold for 10 full seconds. Release completely. Turn the key back to off and wait 30 seconds. Now start the engine normally and let it idle without touching anything for 2 minutes. The computer is relearning baseline values. You might notice the idle surge or dip. That's normal. Drive gently for 10 to 15 minutes. If the light was caused by throttle adaptation drift or a temporary sensor reading, it often clears during this first drive. If it comes back, you've got a real fault. But this eliminates the most common false alarms in under 5 minutes. This works on most cars built after 2005. Next method takes even less time. Number 10, the gas cap 3-click rule. You filled up yesterday. This morning, the check engine light is staring at you. Pull over right now and do this. Remove your gas cap completely. Check the rubber seal. If it's cracked, flattened, or has debris stuck to it, wipe it clean or replace it. Gas caps cost under $10 at any auto parts store. Validated action, first methodology, and planned consistent execution. Good. This is action first. The viewer knows exactly what to do. Let me continue with the rest of the methods, ensuring each one follows the same pattern. Wipe the filler neck opening clean with your hand. Reinstall the cap and twist until you hear 3 distinct clicks. Not 1, 3. The seal needs real compression to stop vapor leaks. Here's what happens next. The light won't turn off immediately. That trips people up. Your car's EVAP system needs to verify the leak is actually sealed, and that test only runs under specific conditions. Fuel tank between 1/4 and 3/4 full, engine at operating temperature, steady speed driving. Drive normally for 15 to 20 minutes with some highway time. Park, shut off, let it sit overnight. Repeat for 2 or 3 complete trips. Cold start to full warm-up each time. If the cap was the only issue, the light typically clears by the 2nd or 3rd clean drive. If it stays on after 3 full trips, either your cap is internally damaged or there's a deeper EVAP leak. Before you assume it's something else, check what you touched during your last maintenance. Number 9, the oil cap reseat check. Think back. Did you check your oil in the last week? Add a quart? Even just pull the dipstick? If yes, pop your hood right now. Modern engines seal the crankcase tight. When your oil cap isn't fully seated or your dipstick floats instead of bottoming out, unmetered air sneaks in. The computer compensates by adjusting fuel, maxes out, and triggers the check engine light, usually 3 to 5 days after you checked the oil. Engine off. Remove the oil cap completely and wipe both the cap seal and the valve cover opening. Reinstall firmly. If it twists, make sure it's fully rotated until it stops moving. Pull your dipstick all the way out, wipe it, and reinsert with solid downward pressure until it bottoms. Some dipsticks feel seated when they're actually floating 1/4 inch. Start the engine and listen. If there's a faint hiss or whistle near the oil cap, you'll hear it disappear when everything's sealed. Drive normally for 2 or 3 complete trips. Cold start to full operating temperature each time. The light usually shuts off once the computer sees stable crankcase pressure and consistent fuel trim. If you changed your air filter recently, the next one is even more likely. Number 8, the Airbox clip inspection. You changed your air filter yesterday. Car runs fine, but the check engine light appeared today. Before you panic, do this. Engine off. Pop your hood and locate your airbox, the black plastic housing where you installed that filter. Open it and look at the filter. Is it sitting flat? Sometimes filters bunch up or pinch under the lid, creating a gap that lets unmeasured air bypass the sensor. Reseat the filter so it sits completely flat with no edges curled up. Close the lid and confirm every clip is locked. Not just pushed down, but fully engaged with an audible snap. Give the lid a firm tug. If it lifts even slightly, it's not sealed. Now trace your intake tube from the airbox to the engine. This is where most people miss the problem. That tube connects with clamps at both ends. Grab each clamp and check if it's tight. If you can twist or pull the tube with light hand pressure, tighten the clamp until the tube can't move. Look for cracks in the tube itself or split rubber boots where it connects to the throttle body. Even a small crack lets air sneak in. Start the car and listen for whistling during acceleration. If you hear it, you've got an air leak somewhere in that path. Drive 2 or 3 normal trips. If that gap was causing lean codes, the light clears once the computer sees consistent airflow measurements. This next one requires a 5-minute inspection, but catches expensive misdiagnoses. Number 7, the vacuum hose tug test. Shops love this one. The scanner says system too lean, and they start replacing oxygen sensors and mass airflow sensors. Meanwhile, a 50-cent vacuum hose cracked or popped off. Engine off. Start at your intake manifold, the large component where multiple hoses connect, and work outward. You're looking for 3 specific lines that fail most often. PCV hose usually runs from the valve cover to the intake manifold. Pinch it near both connection points and give gentle tugs. Cracked ends feel loose, or you'll see the crack open when you twist slightly. EVAP purge line, smaller diameter, often black rubber, connects to a solenoid near the intake. These crack from heat cycling. Check both ends. Brake booster hose. Large diameter, runs to the brake booster on the firewall. A leak here creates a massive air intrusion and sometimes makes your brake pedal feel harder. For each hose, pinch near the connection, tug gently, and twist slightly. If it slides off easily, or you see cracks, that's your leak. Now start the engine and listen carefully. Move your hand near each connection without touching hot components. If you hear hissing or feel air movement, you found it. If a hose is loose, reseat it firmly and add a new clamp if needed. If it's cracked, replace it. Parts stores sell vacuum line by the foot for under $5. Drive normally for 2 or 3 complete cycles. Once the computer stops seeing erratic airflow, the light usually clears. Before you try anything more aggressive, attempt this zero-risk procedure. Number 6, the key cycle monitor trigger. You've tightened the gas cap, checked hoses, reseated connectors. Everything looks good, but the light stays on. Try this before pulling anything apart. Sit in the driver's seat, engine off. Insert the key and turn it to on. Dash lights up, engine doesn't start. Hold for 5 seconds. Turn back to off completely. Repeat this on-off cycle 3 times. On the 4th turn, leave it in the ON position for 10 seconds. Then start normally. This triggers the computer to run a quick self-check on certain monitors. If you've already fixed the underlying problem, this can speed up the clearing process that was going to happen anyway. Light either goes out during the procedure, during your next drive, or it doesn't change at all. If it clears, great, your fix worked and the system confirmed it. If it comes back within a few trips, the fault is still active. This costs nothing and takes 60 seconds. It's not magic, but it works often enough to be worth trying before any reset that erases memory. If the light stays on, it's time to force a deeper reset. Number 5, the EVAP monitor drive cycle. Your check engine light appeared after fueling. You triple-checked the gas cap. It's tight, 3 clicks, seal looks good, but the light refuses to clear after 3 days of normal driving. You're not dealing with a broken system. You're fighting test logic. Here's what to do. Let the vehicle sit overnight for a complete cold soak. Engine fully cool. Next morning, before starting, check your fuel level. If you're below 1/4 tank or above 3/4 full, fill or drain to get in that middle range. The EVAP test won't run outside those parameters. Start the car cold. Drive gently for 5 minutes to bring systems online. No hard acceleration. Then find a road where you can hold steady speed at 40 to 60 miles per hour for 15 uninterrupted minutes. Highway works best. No rapid acceleration, no frequent stops. Just smooth, consistent cruising. This creates the exact conditions the EVAP monitor demands. The computer runs its leak test. If your gas cap fix was legitimate and the system is actually sealed, the light usually turns off during this drive or immediately after. If it doesn't clear after 2 attempts on different days, it tells you the problem goes deeper. Damaged cap seal, cracked EVAP line, or faulty purge valve. This isn't passive waiting. This is actively forcing the test to run. When gentle methods fail, these 3 resets escalate in intensity. Number 4, the battery negative disconnect. You fixed what you believe was the problem, reseated a connector, replaced a vacuum line, snugged an intake clamp. The light stays on. You need a memory wipe. This is the cleanest way to do it. Engine off, key out of ignition. Pop your hood and locate the battery. Find the negative terminal, marked with a minus symbol, usually a black cable. You'll need a 10mm wrench for most vehicles. Loosen the clamp nut and pull the cable straight off the battery post. Move it aside so it can't accidentally touch metal. Important, only disconnect the negative. Don't touch the positive terminal. Wait 10 full minutes. This gives all control modules time to discharge stored energy and reset their memory. Don't rush it. Reconnect the negative cable and tighten firmly. Make sure there's no wiggle. Start the engine and let it idle for 3 minutes without touching the accelerator. Some vehicles relearn idle parameters during this time. Then drive gently for 15 minutes. Smooth acceleration, no hard stops. If you fix the actual problem before disconnecting, the light should stay off. If it returns within a few trips, the fault is still active and disconnecting accomplished nothing. You'll lose your radio presets, clock, and sometimes seat memory settings. That's the trade-off for a complete computer reboot. If that didn't work, this targets the engine computer specifically. Number 3, the ECU memory fuse pull. This is more surgical than pulling the battery, but you must identify the correct fuse. Done right, it clears codes and resets engine management adaptations. Done wrong, you disable unrelated systems or potentially damage modules. Key off and removed. Locate your fuse box, usually under the hood or under the dash on the driver's side. Open it and stop. Do not randomly pull fuses. Look at the diagram on the fuse box lid or in your owner's manual. You're searching for labels that say ECM, ECU, EFI, ENGIN, ECON, TROL, or MEMORY. Write down the number or location before touching anything. Once you've confirmed the correct fuse, use a fuse puller, usually clipped inside the fuse box lid, and remove it cleanly. Set it aside where it won't fall. Wait 60 full seconds so internal capacitors discharge. Reinstall the fuse firmly, making sure it's fully seated. Close the box. Start the engine and let it idle for 2 minutes. Drive gently for 10 to 15 minutes. If this applies to your situation and you pulled the correct fuse, the light may disappear immediately or after a short drive. If the light stays on after you've confirmed you pulled the right fuse, stop. Don't start pulling others. You can disable fuel pumps, ABS modules, or body controllers. This works best after you've corrected the issue and just need the memory cleared to prove it. If that still didn't clear it, there's one final reset, but it's risky. Number 2, the capacitor discharge reset. This is controversial and carries real risk if done incorrectly. Only attempt this when everything else has failed and you understand the process completely. Let's be absolutely clear on what this is not. You never short positive and negative battery posts together. That's dangerous and causes damage. What this does is different. After the battery is fully disconnected, briefly connecting the vehicle side cables together forces residual power out of modules. Engine off, key removed. Open the hood. Disconnect the negative battery cable first. Loosen the clamp and pull it off the post. Move it aside. Then disconnect the positive cable. Loosen and remove it from the post. Both cables are now off the battery and the battery is completely isolated. Now look at the 2 vehicle side cables you just removed, not the battery posts, the cables themselves. With the battery still disconnected and set safely aside, touch the 2 cable ends together for 15 to 30 seconds. You're draining capacitor charge, stored in various modules. Separate the cables. Reconnect the battery in reverse order. Positive first, then negative. Tighten both firmly. Start the engine and let it idle for 3 minutes. Drive gently for 15 minutes. If the fault that triggered the light was temporary, or you've already fixed it, the light may stay off when you restart. But if the problem still exists, it returns as soon as the computer runs its checks. This carries more risk than any other method here. Some vehicles with complex electronics can have modules damaged by deep discharge procedures. If you're uncertain at any step, stop. Don't force it. Now here's the method most people use incorrectly. Number 1. The 3 complete drive cycles. You fixed something simple. Gas cap, vacuum line, loose connector. You drove around the block. The light's still on. You panic and assume your fix failed. Wrong. The car just hasn't had time to verify the problem is gone. This is the most misunderstood concept in this entire video. The check engine light being on doesn't mean something is broken right now. It means the computer recorded a fault in the recent past and is watching to see if it happens again. One clean drive isn't proof. The system needs to see the fault not reappear over multiple complete drive cycles before it trusts your fix. Here's what a complete cycle actually means. Start the car cold, not warmed up from a previous trip. Drive normally until the engine reaches full operating temperature, usually 15 to 20 minutes of mixed driving. Don't baby it. Don't floor it. Just drive like you normally would. Park. Shut off completely. Walk away. That's one cycle. Repeat on 2 more separate occasions, ideally different days, definitely after the engine has cooled completely. Cold start, drive to full temp, normal operation, shut off. If the problem is truly fixed, the light typically shuts off quietly by the 3rd cycle. No drama, no forced reset needed. If it doesn't clear after 3 legitimate cycles, that's valuable information. The car is still detecting the fault. Forcing a reset won't change that. You need either a deeper fix or professional diagnosis. This isn't waiting and hoping. This is working with the car's built-in verification process instead of fighting it. Some check engine lights are caused by what drivers do before starting the car, not by broken parts. There's one habit most people do automatically that can trigger false warnings and unnecessary wear. Watch this next to make sure you're not creating the problem in the first place.